There was a time many years ago when I shared in a camp for teenagers with hearing difficulties. And much of our communication was done through sign language. And I remember very little of it, but I remember that when we were telling the story of the lost sheep and the shepherd who went seeking, we spoke about the joy of the angels, the joy of the angels. It hasn't felt much like joy in this last year. It's been a pretty grotty year. But there is still joy, for we are coming up to Christmas. And despite all the efforts of some to tell us that Christmas is cancelled because it won't be the same, Christmas is not cancelled, for God is still doing Christmas. God is still doing all the Christmas stuff of coming to be with us, of loving us, of sharing our life with us, of joining in where we are. So this Christmas, I pray that you will have joy. It may not be that exuberant, but it will still be real, for it will still be a response to the coming God who never abandons us.
Advent greetings to you, the people of Sardis Baptist Church. Greetings from St. John's Baptist Church in this holy season of the year. Happy new Christian year. For the first 17 centuries of church history, worship music consisted of chanting Hebrew psalms or Christian scriptures. During the Protestant Reformation, a frail 15-year-old boy started writing hymns. His name was Isaac Watts, and he wrote more than 750 hymns. Watts was born weak. He was sick throughout his life. He grew to be barely 5 feet tall. He also lived with depression. In 1719, Watts wrote the hymn, "Joy to the World." This familiar hymn does not mention shepherds or angels or a manger. He did not write "Joy to the World" to be sung only in December. He wrote the hymn to be sung on any day, under any circumstance. He did not write "The Lord has come." He wrote "The Lord is come." Joy to the world, the Lord did not merely come to visit, the Lord is come to stay. Let every heart prepare him room. May the blessedness of this season bring you the joy of the Lord every day.
Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.
Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let all their songs impart, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains.
Repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. Repeat, repeat the sounding joy.
He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness.
And wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
This hasn't been a very happy year, and there's no reason for me to list the reasons why. I imagine that most of us have canceled big family gatherings this holiday season, and New Year's parties are going to have to wait for the year 2022. It's hard to be happy this Christmas. In part, it's because happiness is tied to our circumstances. We are happy because of such and such. So this Advent season, I'm not going to wish you happy or Merry Christmas, because our happiness will be understandably muted. But I do want to proclaim joy to the world. You see, joy springs forth from a well deeper than our circumstances and is embedded on our human experience, planted, I think, from the moment God breathed into the first human's nostrils and made it a living being. Joy comes from this wondrous gift of life that God took 13 billion years to create. Your life is a miracle, a spontaneous burst of divine laughter that began with 2 cells dividing. And all the loves that have brightened your life, think of them. Both now living and dead still bring tears to your eyes and smiles to your face. And this gift will be with you all the days of your life. You are loved by God, and your life matters deeply to God and to all those who have been impacted by your life. And this mystery of life and love and joy was so wondrous that God wanted to dive into it all with us. That's how the Christmas story speaks to me. That's how I'm tapping into this deep spring of joy this season. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness shall not overcome it. Joy to the world, friends. Joy to the world.